Um, GH15 started. Let's get into that. So, by the time the GH15 started, I had been off the forums for 5 years or more, and but I heard about GH15, and by the time I heard about him, the Bible was out, and the GH15.org had been invitation only at the time when I first heard about it. Were you on Get Big and knew about GH15 then, or were you invited to the private board, or?
Yeah, I was on Get Big when GH15 started coming around, and he just started saying, oh no, I'm a pro, and everybody just started following him, and then he made a forum out of nowhere, and then I got in on the private forum.
Oh, so you were there from the beginning.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's talk about this briefly. So I wanted to know so a lot of people ask me my ideas or my opinion on who GH15 was. Was it more than one person? I'm sure you must get asked this much more than I do. So I'm curious, what are your opinions on that? Do you think it was, before I say my opinion, was it 4 or 5 people? Was the first person really a pro? Some people claim he was like a steroid dealer. What do you think?
So about the time GH15 went missing, I'm not sure if you remember, he went missing for a little bit. I was actually a mod on the forum. I'm not sure if you knew that.
No.
So I was a mod, and the mods had their own group, little group chat aside from GH15 as well. And it was around the time GH15 started losing credibility. Around the time people were saying, no, he's just a nobody, this and that. I forget who it was, admin or something like that. I told one of the mods that GH15's IP address was in this particular area, and GH15 apparently went missing around the same time. He used to promote this one lab on the forums all the time. It's the best lab ever. Supplies to pros. I think it was Strango or something. I don't remember. He used to promote the hell out of this lab. And around the time GH15 went missing, like a week or so later, that person actually had got busted. And so it kind of for a little bit confirmed that might have been him. And so if that is the truth, the guy would just look like your average gym rat, if that's who it was. I'm not saying it was, but that's what the other mods were discussing.
Fascinating. Do you remember which year this was that he disappeared?
Oh God.
Was it like 2008 or 2012?
I honestly can't tell you. It was at least a few years into the forums. So yeah, at least a couple, maybe a good 3 years into the forums.
Oh, this is really fascinating. So a lot of people thought it was NASA, which you don't think it's NASA.
Well, I don't think so. Due to mainly the IP address thing, and I think Nasser was deceased by that time, but I can't fully remember. And it was just too weird of a coincidence for him to be promoting the hell out of this lab, saying you're so lucky if you get this lab, every pro uses it and everything else, and then he disappears out of nowhere, and that lab goes down. It was kind of strange.
Was GH15 always promoting that lab, or was it only after he started the private board?
Well, only after he started the private forum. You never heard him say this on other forums.
But then after this happened, he had like a Turkish connection. Like you could order from Turkey through the website.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't think I was on the forum by that time. I left a couple of years after.
Oh, interesting. Well, this is really fascinating information. I had no idea about this. But a lot of the things that he talked about were pretty reasonable. I mean, a lot of them were realistic. The emphasis on Trembolone was quite accurate. A lot of and it was. I felt like in the beginning it was somewhat consistent, his posts, and then they became less and less consistent over time. Did you notice that also?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.